Hey everybody, welcome back to West of Loathing. Last we left off, a lot of dead buffalo parts, I guess. West of the mountains. Close to Hellstrom Ranch. I can remember where the hell the hippies were. Nope. Come across a deserted campsite. There are signs of a struggle, but the only intact object is a military crate with military stencils on it. I think they're military, at least. It's hard to tell with all the mushrooms. Oh yeah, the crate is also like covered with mushrooms. I kind of buried the lead there. It looks pretty flimsy, but you're not 100% sure you want to touch it. Use the crowbar. You pry out the lid of the crowbar, being careful to avoid the mushrooms just in case, and grab the supplies inside. Orthopedic boots. Here we are. Not what I was hoping for. Bones. Anything? Am I forgetting anything? Jump in, see what I find. Found this letter just a letter. Hand over the letter. He opens it, reads it, snorts diversely, and tosses it into the fireplace behind him. Thanks anyway. Okay, that was worth it, I guess. forget what I was doing regarding Redwood. Not yet. Right, we're looking for the missing mail. Where did we say it was going? You hear the crackle of north-southwestern lightning snake. Too bad you don't have a forked lightning rod with you. Wait, that wouldn't work, would it? Electrified snake. What will they think of next? Right. I should really try and learn what I'm doing before I start doing it. Some help tracking down some missing mail. How do you mean? The mail delivery went missing on the way to Brentwood, and I'm hunting it on behalf of their mayor. The local mail station has a bunch of route maps, but I don't know which one I need. Well, that information ain't exactly secret, but I ain't supposed to give it out just to give it out either. Delivery going missing is bad news, though. Suppose it's alright just this once. Wait a second. After a couple of minutes, she comes back with a sheet of notepaper. Okay, so each map has a code number on it, you see? Based on region and traveling direction. She explains how to work out the code you need and gives you a cheat sheet for reference. Trespass away. You use the cheat sheet to find the map route that leads to Brentwood. Follow the map. You follow the map along the route to Brentwood and find a suspicious-looking house. You discover a new location. Chuck's house. Something about this house makes you suspicious. You can't quite put your finger on it. The place looks perfectly normal after all, but you can't shake the feeling that there's something very wrong here. Maybe you're being paranoid. Probably just one of those bird feeders where you hang up a ball of suit and seeds and stuff. Except the birds ate it all, so it's just, you know, the rope. Right here, it's too quiet. It's creepy. It feels like something's watching us. I can feel the hairs on my neck standing up. I ain't scared or nothing, but why are we doing this again? I have no idea. A cellar door. Man, I bet it's all kinds of horror down there, like some kind of medieval torture dungeon. It's locked. But is it locked to keep you out or something in? Whoa, it's a Plotco lock. Those things are unpickable. Approach the door hesitantly. You could be getting yourself into a really bad situation. You knock on the door, a voice inside calls out, "Come in, it's open!" It's always open. The door creaks open and you step inside the house. The interior is an absolute nightmare. The walls are covered with rusty chains and hooks, as well as a variety of wicked-looking knives and shears. A man of indeterminate age and slightly hunched posture grins as you enter, his eyes gleaming. He's standing near a large puddle of blood on the floor. Hello, my name is Chuck. Welcome to my little blood and breakfast. You what? Blood and breakfast. Oh! Sorry, I have a lisp. A lisp? Yeah, it makes a ooh sound like ooh. A bed and breakfast. People also tell me I emphasize words oddly, but I don't get that at all. There's a lot of blood on the floor. I can't help but notice, but you have a giant pool of blood on the floor. Blood? Oh, no. I can see why you might think this is certainly blood like blood. But this is tomato soup. Tomato soup? Yes, I spilled my lunch. Very clumsy of me. I was just started cleaning up when you arrived. Well, that does lend credence to his lisp. There's a kettle on the stove and it's still hot. There's a pantry shelf with various tins and jars on it. Take a closer look. There's nothing very unusual, but you do notice 2 jars of tea leaves labeled Sleep Time and Earl Grape. This is a large collection of steel chains and hooks, as well as knives, shears, and other bladed implements. Everything is covered in rust or possibly dried blood, or possibly both. You've noticed my collection. Yeah, it's dramatic. It all belonged to my father, and his father before him. They were butchers. And you? I do a little bit, but not professionally. I broke with family traditions to run my little blood and breakfast. Chuck is staring at you. You notice that his left eye has a tendency to drift sideways as he stares, then resets when he blinks, which is not often enough. Excuse me, yes. How can I help you? You said you're running a bed and breakfast here? That's what I stood, yes. Has a mailman been by recently? Why, yes. My last guest was a mailman. Such a nice fellow. It's a shame he's no longer with us. I hope you mean that he left. I'd like to think he'll always be here in spirit. What's on the menu? Homemade sausages and tomato soup. I also have a special tea blend that's a real knockout. What kind of sausages? Long pork sausages. My grandfather's own recipe. Did you just say long pork? That's right. I make them longer than regular pork sausages. They're more filling that way. You mentioned a special tea blend? Yes, a special herbal blend that puts my guests right to sleep. It's very effective. Can I have a look at the guest rooms? It's in the cellar, but I'm afraid it's unavailable at the moment. My last guest is only just checked out, and I still need to clean up mess. Okay. Sorry, that's private. That's my blood room. What? My blood room? My bedroom. Right, sorry. Gotcha. What is he doing? labels, and Chuck doesn't seem to have noticed. Oh, that reminds me, I left the kettle on. The water should be boiling now. Would you care for a cup of tea? No thanks, I'm good. Chuck pours himself a cup of tea and sips it while staring at you. After a bit, he starts to look drowsy. Oh my, I'm coming over all sleepy. Perhaps I should get my hood down for a few minutes. It's been a long day. Please excuse me. This door leads to Chuck's bloodroom. Or perhaps bedroom. Going through Chuck's door seems like not a good idea. There is a key on top of the gesture, though. Yoink indeed. Doesn't look nearly as horrific down here as you expected. Unless you're particularly horrified by an unmade bed. There's a blank postcard card on the nightstand. Books left by previous guests. See if there's anything good. Quite a few books here, actually. Do you like the sounds of this? You've already learned everything this book has to teach you. Yeah, good point. Great northern blizzard. Unfortunately, at some point the book got covered in snowdrift and is now all soggy and ruined. Hey, this looks like the missing bag of mail. You sling the sack over your shoulder. Neither rain, nor sleet, nor super creepy B&B proprietors. As you're climbing out of the cellar, a mailman approaches. Oh, thank goodness you found my mail. This mailbag is yours? Yeah, I've been stressed out recently, so I took a day off and rented a room here for a sort of mini vacation. Chuck's a great guy. A little weird, I guess, but personable. And his cooking is great. The tomato soup and those great big sausages. His tea did wonders for my insomnia, too. It did seem pretty effective. Anyway, I forgot my mailbag, and I wasn't sure where I left it, so I've been retracing my steps for ages. Thanks for finding it. Sure, no problem. Here you go. The mailman walks away with the bag over his shoulders, whistling a cheerful tune. Well, that's sorted, I guess. It's unmarked. There's no name on it or anything. Oh, that was weird. Any sign of the missing mail? Yep. Found the missing mailman, too. He's on his way to deliver. Excellent. Nope. There's a new issue of Mayor's Monthly. Sounds informative. I shall offer to help with your problems. Our library's got only 4 books, so it's serious business when someone doesn't return one. Our records say it's loaned out to a lady named Alexandria. That was a couple of mayors ago, so I don't know her, but I've got an address. Okay, I'll go ask her. All the mail is here, but nobody seems to care. So, where's the address? Ah. see a wooden sign off the side of the trail that reads Jumble Neck Mine, 4 miles that way. It's weird that they put a bunch of periods on the sign. And it's weird that they bothered to carve individual hyphens in it. And greater than the sign, instead of just carving an arrow on it. Period on the sign, okay. You discover a new location. Sure, let's check out the mine now. Rocks. Probably just some mine leavings piled up. Search the rocks. You poke around in the rocks, but don't find anything interesting. Oh well. Except for the dust all over everything and the fact that the guy at the desk is a ghost, this is like a regular mine foreman's office. Okay. An old calendar. Looks like work stopped here a bunch of months ago. Hat rack with a standard issue miner's helmet hanging on it. Yay, helmet. The ghost is busily shuffling with ghosts of papers on his desk. Excuse me, kid, I'm busy here. I got a mine to run. Take a hike, okay? The mine is still running? I haven't seen anyone around. We're miners, kid. If you saw anybody up here, I'd have to fire them for not doing their job. Calendar's a bit out of date. What? It's like 6 months old. I like the picture, okay? Scram. Do you know that you're a ghost? Do you know that you're a pain in the ass? No, I'm serious. You see me laughing? This safe is dirty but solid looking. Get away from that, the ghostly figure behind the desk growls. What are you gonna do about it? You stoop down to take a closer look at the safe. It's a pretty standard heavy-duty safe with a dial-type combination. Hey, something wrong with your ears? I told you to get away from there. Whatever. Hey, why, you little... Come here. Sir, you successfully killed a ghost. Killed is probably not the right word to use here. Press your ear up against the safe door and slowly turn the dial. Eventually you manage to pop it open. A sack full of meat nuggets and a weird knife. A weird kniffy, you say? This knife has a thin, twisty stiletto blade made of tarnished black silver. It looks wicked sharp, but holding it makes you feel uncomfortable, like someone's whispering your name, but you can't quite hear. Excuse me. The burlap sack full of nuggets of fairly pure meat ore. You dump the sack out and gather up the meat into a different sack. Oh, if the lamp's busted, what's good at? This barrel is full of old grease. Take some. What, just grab a handful? No. So, there's a skull hidden on this rock pile. That's a little ominous. You've got a silver-toothed skull. Curses. That later, if I remember to, and I probably won't. Open it with the crowbar. You crack open the crate's hard outer shell and collect the sweet inner meat. Except it isn't meat, it's full of items. Okay. that already? A goblin is wandering along the path, muttering and ranting out loud to itself. Frapponk! Oli oli! Muffin flipping cake sucker! Ooh la la! What did you just say? Uli, butter smearing bagel bacon. I don't even know if you know what you're saying, but I don't take that. But I don't have to take that kind of talk from nobody. Go bake yourself your own loaf, toast, or pastry. Foul-mouthed goblin. You must know. Bread with cheat sheet. This is a handy reference guide to some of the most fashionable profanity mankind has to offer. Were you able to find a missing book? Well, half of it. Well, that's a real bagel biter. Oh well, everyone mostly skips the words and just looks at the pictures anyway. And most of the bottom half of the picture, and mostly just the bottom half of the pictures. So that's alright. At least there's still captions, I guess? Skeleton raids, you say? There's a military cemetery not far from here, and I figure something must have happened to the caretaker because the skeletons keep wandering out this way and causing a ruckus. Have I been on that already? Sounds like I've been on that. I tried this and I just gave up because it was difficult. Shoot, it's crazy hot out. The desert's just the worst. If you stay here too long, you could end up like one of those charred black skeletons clanking toward you. Destroy those skeletons handily, though to be fair, they were pretty close to destroyed already. if I am to do this, I need more outfoxing abilities. Like so. You've already lost, look at the table. Huh? You're outflanked and they still have reinforcement kids left. You've got maybe one cannon bombardment still in you, but the dice are way against you on this terrain. You've got 2 turns left, tops. Ah, jeez, yeah, I guess you're right. Alright, fine. Hey guys, I'm gonna cut out and go back to work. I'll catch you next week. So yeah, I guess we will call it a video here. I am the Blues 32. This is west of Loathing. TTFN. Ta-ta for now.